Can this team win without Wayne Rooney?
I definitely think so. I mean, I'm coming here this year in attack mode, and I want to win. It's kind of a thing that I haven't been able to do now. I've been in the conference final, and this year we went out with DC early. So this year I'm offensive, thinking that we have the possibility to win, and we just have to have a good season.
What's the biggest impact you think of losing a guy of the status of a Wayne Rooney?
The biggest
Impact.
I mean, I think when you have a player like that, of course it's a world-class player, and everybody has a lot of respect for meeting a guy like that, you know. So I think in the locker room he's a big leader. So I think everybody has just to contribute a lot to the leadership collectively now that he's gone. But I still think we can go further without him, even though he's a very good player.
Why do you think that?
Because I think we have a good squad. I think also we added some good offensive players, and the defense was good last year. So I think if you build on both the defensive stuff and get even better chemistry offensively, I think we can do damage to the opponents.
I think about the position you play. You must see a signing like Edison Flores, and I'm sure that excites you, right?
Yeah, and I see Emil Assad as well, and I think Ima Boateng is also a good player, and we have Paul. We have a lot of attacking power, so I'm very excited to actually play and score goals this year.
Is this team good enough to win MLS Cup?
Of course it is.
Why do you say that with such confidence?
Because I'm coming to win. But I know it's very hard. I mean, it's a lot of good teams now. Everybody's investing in big players, spending a lot of money. Everybody wants to win, so I know it's tough. But I want to win, and that's my mentality this year.
Do you feel like teams in MLS need a big star to win?
I don't know. I mean, you see the teams that won the last couple of years, so I don't think it's necessary. But of course, you need good players because every team that won has quality players.
Let's talk international game. Huge year coming up for Norway. What do you think your chances are of Euros?
I think our chances are good, of course, because we have 2 home games and we've been unbeaten for 2 years at home. But it's still hard. We have Serbia in the semi-final in the Nations League, and then I don't know the opponent in the final, but I think it's Scotland or Wales or something like that. So, I mean, I'm excited for that, and hopefully we can get into a tournament now because it's been like a 20 years drought.
What would it mean to play in a European Championship?
For me, everything. It's huge, and especially when you're kind of in that generation where you haven't succeeded or you haven't been in a tournament for a long time, and being in maybe the generation that changes everything or changes that it's pretty cool if that's possible. Why
do you think there's been a dip in Norwegian football? Like, you know, I remember in the 90s, you expected Norway to be at World Cups and certainly European Championships.
It's tough to say. Like I think the momentum just shifted a little bit. They've been unlucky sometimes, but now you see a new generation too that's doing well. Like with Haaland now in the Champions League doing extremely well. As he's 19 years old. You have Martin Odegaard also at 21 doing great things in La Liga. We have a lot of young players that's doing well. So I think the future of Norway looks bright, and then I just want to be in that generation that actually qualified for a tournament.
You mentioned a guy like Erling Haaland. I mean, how much have you seen of him up close, and what do you think of him as a player?
I mean, he's a huge guy, you know, and he's been doing well. He came from the same team that I did with Molde, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a coach, as I also had. So, I mean, I think everybody knows that he has a bright future. It's just exciting to see how big that career is going to be.
Where do you think he'll end up?
Oh, that's up to him. It's tough, but it's going to be a big club. But I mean, Dortmund now is a big club.
You mentioned Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do you follow his work at Manchester United?
Yeah, of course. It's more fun to follow a team when you actually had the guy as a coach and you're rooting for the guy, of course. It was a great experience for me as a striker, of course, also to have a legendary striker as a coach and a mentor and somebody who's teaching you stuff. So, I mean, it's fun to watch Manchester for me.
Is it important for Norwegian football to see players like that in that position?
I think it's important if he's able to do well, because then you see that Norwegian coaches can do well in the Premier League, and I mean probably all the coaches wants to coach in Premier League.
You think he can turn it around?
Hopefully.
Are you a Manchester United fan?
No.
I feel like there's a team that is. You must be a fan of. If you answered it that.
Yeah, I mean I was a Newcastle fan when I was young, but lately I just want to see good games. I want to see goals. So yeah, I'd rather watch MLS.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.